Hello. How is everybody? If anybody who cares to join in, I'm gonna do it anyway. Cause I never get to go live, and I'm so crooked. So you're sitting on a stack of books as usual, something ridiculous. Maybe we'll check and hang out for a sec and see what happens here, and then I'll tell you about some fun stories. And show off some thrifty stuff and maybe talk about hi whoever that is. I have no idea. I'm on the phone. I don't have my computer, so I can't really look at the chat. And I don't know how to switch it exactly either. So maybe if you go like small on the side, it's me. Hi, Brad. Yay. Oh boy, now somebody's like subscribing. Well, that was fun. Just totally got. Hi, howdy. Um, Lurkenarius Pat. Lurkenarius. I'll get that eventually. So I have some like cool stuff to talk about. I could talk probably for 2 hours, I guess, maybe if I wanted to, including the Tamed Wild unboxing, but we'll start with some good stuff first. I probably won't do the Tamed Wild in this video just because there's a ton. So we can start with the fact that I'm in the paper this week. We have a local paper. Hi, Earthy Taurus. Just call you Pat. Sweet. Thanks, Pat. I'm also known as Wendy, or Ella Bray. Ella Bray is the old English word for the plant heliobore, which is one of my favorites. It's like tattooed all over my arm. But anyhow, so we have, here where I live in Florida, we have this thing, our local paper. It's called The Gabber. And your girl here today is on page 29. Whole article about me. Funny, holding up an old paper. We are working on renovations of a building right next door to the wine bar that I'm in. Thanks. Yeah, it's totally awesome. They're actually going to put it ABC Action News called, so I'm going to be on the TV news on Monday because they think it's a really cool story. It is a cool story. So we've been renovating the building next to us for to put in a tap house there, 20 beers on tap and a whole nother menu. If you don't know me, you're not familiar with me, I'm a restaurant, a wine bar, as well as a clothing store. And then just this past week, I decided to open a juice bar also during the day. I'm nuts. Anyway, so when we were doing some renovation inside the new building, we found, when we were taking the building down, we found like all these massive amounts of 1948 newspapers, and they were being used as insulation. And so they had, most of them are like really crumpled up and all this. Hi, Tar Apple, how are you? We found all these newspapers in the wall and started pulling them out, and a lot of them are really crumpled, of course, and they're all from like 1948, and they are, I mean, the stories are amazing. Like, it's all communism, and there's some stuff about like Shirley Temple. I mean, there's everything, all kinds of stuff. So I am friends with the woman that the main photographer for our local little Gabber paper, and so she wanted to do a story on it, but she's also been in journalism for, I don't know, for a ton of years, since the 60s. And so she has been helping me restore these papers. So we've been like putting this solution on them and flattening them out from this like crumpled state and stuff, and then we're gonna put them on the front of the bar as well as on a wall in the bathroom. So she decides to write this whole, like, she got approval to write a story about the time capsule that was found. See, look, there's me holding up a paper. About this, basically this time capsule that was found in a wall. So it's just been in, like, all these newspapers have been locked in the wall there since 1948. So it's pretty cool, like, when you pull them out and you get to see how, like, things were written, you know, how language worked and the way papers were printed and stuff, and her being a paper person. No, Sammy. Her being, sorry, cat problem. Yes, it is totally wonderful. I mean, you don't even, they're so cool. I'm super excited to have them and be working on, yes, and be working on them. And it takes some time. Like, we put this like little solution on, and we, hi, Whispers of Three. And we put this like used little like rubber tool thing and then this like heat thing, and like get them all kind of mushed out, you know, and work on them. And it's going to be a process, but they're rad. So anyway, so there's that part. So if anyone's interested in reading the little article, I can probably take a photo of it and post it up somewhere. It's cute little article about the papers and me and what I'm gonna do with them. And then I get a phone call from ABC Action News that wants to share the story on television, so they're gonna come and interview me. And then let's see the next thing. I mean, this is so my wine bar is haunted, like many buildings are in Gulfport. And I know this, and I've known it, and he messes with me. I mean, he's throwing plates at me and stuff. I'll totally post it, Brad. Yes, yes. I will take a photo of this and post it up in Jen's page. You guys can find it. So we have this guy there that lives. So the building next to us. So these all used to be houses, right? And so the building next to us that we're working on now for the tap house used to house one man long time ago. And the building that I'm in was a house, and it had another guy. Well, I've since learned that guy's name is Warren, and Warren's an asshole. Or he was. And so, sorry for the language, but so the man next door, where the papers are, decided one day. Oh, thanks. It's from the tour. One of my customers brought it to me. Mac just played here like last week. So the guy next door gets totally fed up with Warren, who originally owned the house and who's been living basically in the bathroom and likes to watch people go to use the facilities and all that stuff. Neat. So the guy next door, and we're talking like around the same time, like the 40s. Decided one day he was just over Warren. He was just done with him. And he shot him dead, right smack in front of the window, which I have taken that window out, and we now have French doors there. So Warren came out on his property, and the man next door decided he was done with nasty Warren and just killed him right there. So Warren has been living in that house this whole time, but he has basically been living on the ground floor. It's the only one that's 2 stories, and he's been living in there, right? And he has, when we first opened, the very first week, I had to like post the fact that that we couldn't open on time because I walked in and found wine glasses like shattered against this back wall, and there's racks hanging here, and you could think, oh yeah, sure, there was wind or whatnot. No, the wine glasses don't go off that way. You had to bring them off this way and then hurl them that way. And I found there were 6 wine glasses that were shattered everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And so I had to clean that up, of course. And I posted something like, yeah, some extraterrestrials were here, decided to have a little party in the middle of the night and play Opa and throw their stuff against the wall. And then we've had he likes to turn off all the lights on us when he's tired and wants to go to bed, and of course I'm rocking out there and it's got something going on, and we have wine until whatever hour, even after we're closed, and just unwind, dance and have a good time, and then he'll shut all the lights off. And then last week, one of the employees and we were having a little rock and roll dance party at the end of the night, and 9 glass plates, like rapid fire ammunition, like against the wall, but they were on a shelf 18 inches from the floor, and he managed, and they were in perfect succession, and he managed to get them to nickel or quarter size shards from 18 inches off, and they were 8 inches back towards the back of this shelf, so they'd go over like this and then thrown against the wall. So where I live is notorious for Warren is well, I thrift everything. Those plates are all thrifted. None of my stuff matches there. We have like mismatched wine glasses and plates. The silverware all matches, so it's like intentional. But anyway, so he's been doing this stuff to me, and there's many places in my town that are haunted. We have an inn right across the street from us, and this medium guy, anyway, was brought to me by one of them because they had heard about these stories about what was going on, and the medium guy's name is Otto. So for future reference, Otto's the medium. As I tell this story, so Otto came a couple of times, and Otto has talked to Warren, and that's how we started to like get to know him. I'm close, I'm close to the veil, but not close like Warren is. Like I can feel that guy will like breathe on my neck and stuff. Warren, and I'll be like, "Hey, old man, what you got?" Like I test him, and then kind of look up. Oh yeah, totally. I'm there. I mean, we're on Central Gulf Coast, Florida, in a little place called Gulfport by St. Pete. Anyway, and it's a big arts town and stuff too, so it's super fun. Anyway, so um, Otto comes there and with a bunch of other business owners and stuff because they're starting to formulate a plan for him to go and visit these businesses that not just mine that have these things going on. And so he goes in there in the bathroom because the man likes to hang out in the bathroom because that's like one of the most original places still that I haven't messed with for renovating. Anyway, he goes in there and he comes out and he's telling us like about that's how Warren is like calling him names and like not nice things. And he showed himself to Otto in the mirror when Otto said, you know, let me see who you show yourself to me. So he did. And he comes out and he starts telling me what's going on and, you know, that I have totally taken away, you know, his house and yada, 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 all those things. Well, Warren was not clear on the fact that he actually could go to the next place. Like he thought he was just there. So then Otto came back day before yesterday and went in and started talking to Warren. And he said, I'm not here to antagonize you. I am here to release you. If you want to go, I'm here to release you. If you're going to stay, then you're going to stay and be nice. And I guess Warren just totally was like, huh? Like, I can go someplace else? I'm not trapped here in this bathroom? And so Otto, the medium, comes out and he starts telling us like about what's going on and that Warren was unaware that there was another option for him. And so he said, I'm going to let you think about that and then just, you know, call me when you want to talk. And sure enough, like we're out there, these other business owners, myself, and Otto, and we're chatting it up and stuff. And then the next thing, Otto's like mid-sentence and then just like, he's like, he wants me to come back in there and to talk to me. And so he says, and I can start to feel it. Like I get this weird, like electrical type surge on my legs. It's like kind of like if you could make neon, like if you could, you know, when neon goes, that's what happens to me, like in my legs. Like it's not just like hair standing on end. It's this electrical surge. I don't know how else to really describe it. So I started getting that a lot. Like I'm sitting down even, and I'm just like my legs are just starting to do this thing, and Otto, he's about to go back to talk to him, but it was taking too long. So Warren decides to come out, and we were sitting outside, and the door was open to the main door, and there is a wall right there that has like some wine bottles and stuff on the wall, and you can see clear, I'm not joking you, clear as day, a shadow of a man on the floor right there, but no embodiment. Youngstown. I don't know where Youngstown is. I'll look it up later. So you can see this total like embodiment, like a shadow of a man without an embodiment, right? Standing there. And Otto looks at me and he's like, you can see him. I said, yeah, I can totally see him there. Some people couldn't see that, and I could see it. And some couple other people could see it. And he's calling me and wants to come back in. So Otto goes in and starts talking to him, and he's like, yeah, yes, I want to know, I want to go. Oh, gotcha. Panama City. Cool. Very cool. I love it here. I lived in Florida a while ago, and where I lived, I didn't care for it. But now I love Gulfport. Anyway, so Otto goes back in and starts wanting to talk to him and figure out how, you know, and open up the gateway for him to go. So goes in and he asks this other medium that was there, but she doesn't know how to use her gift exactly, and she talks too much. I guess like, well, instead of communicating and listening, she's a little more of a talker. So Otto had brought her there to kind of, so she could observe. Anyway, so he takes her in there into the bathroom, and he says, he said, I'm gonna start to open up the gateway for you, and you can go. Well, when that happened, he said you could hear this like sound, right? This like, not like a zipper and not like a pop, but somewhere kind of in the like an opening. And he said he could see this hand reaching through there. And Warren looked at Otto and he said, "My sister, that's my sister. Shirley's here for me. Shirley's come for me." And Otto said, "Well, wonderful. Like, go, take, go with her." And he said, "It's okay." Warren was like, "It's okay. I can go." And he's like, "Yes, if that's your sister, Shirley is here for you, then go, by all means." So, Warren said to Otto to apologize to me for what he'd been doing, and that he didn't understand that was not, he just didn't get it, like that he wasn't trapped there and going to be trapped there anymore. And so Shirley took his hand and took him through that opening the same way that she came through it. And then the second he was gone, Otto said, like, you could do it was the same sound, like a closing, pop kind of thing. And he was totally like, Otto comes out and he said, "Okay, he's gone." And he said, "Go in the bathroom," because you could feel it. Like, you could totally, people hated going to that bathroom. And I spent a lot of time on that bathroom, remodeling it and making it pretty and stuff, and everybody hated it. Well, of course, because voyeur Warren was hanging out there. So then I went in and I could smell this thing. Like, I have the sensor, I have the smell, the extra smell thing. And I could smell it. And I was like, it just smelled like perfume, like women's perfume, but not so, like, not heavy, but just floral and fruity and stuff. And so I could smell it. I knew exactly what it was immediately. And so I started sending a couple of my employees in there, and I said, just go in there and see how you feel about it. And they would come and they were like, "Did you sage in there? Is there incense, or what is that smell?" Both of them that I sent in. And I'm like, "Nope, no, that's not what that is. Nope, nope, nope." And they're like, "Well, you did something." And I was like, "Well, that doesn't matter at the moment. Like, just what does it feel like?" They're like, "It feels totally like lighter in there." And I was like, "Yeah, it does." And I was like, "Our man's gone. He went to the other side, and his sister came for him." So, and I'm, they get it. I've lost employees that don't, or that just totally wigged out, and they're just like, "I can't handle this. I'm out of here." But the two girls that were working that night, they're totally. One of them was there with the plates, so she understands. So I go back outside and I say to Otto, and I was like, he said, "What's going on in there for you? How do you feel about it?" And I said, "Well, that smell, for starters." I was like, "Yes, it feels totally lighter. There's a light in there, but the smell." And he just looked at me. He goes, I know you know what that is." And I said, "Yes, I totally know what that is." And I said, "My employees think we, like, saged in there, but that's not what sage smells like." And he's like, "Nope." Uh-huh. And I said, "That was Shirley's perfume." And he was like, "Yes, exactly. The sister's perfume essence, her impression that came through, was left in the bathroom, was left in the room. I swear to you, this is what went down." And it stayed there, it lingered for like an hour. It was crazy. And it just smelled like this, like, floral, but not too heavy, not like old lady in the elevator smell, but like, it was nice. It was really nice. It was refreshing. It was clean, but it was still, it was perfume. It was older. It was really cool. So, anyway, so Shirley left her perfume scent and kind of as a signature that she came and took her asshole brother home. And ever since then, we've had nothing. It's been a couple days now. The lights have been staying on. Everything's been great. But I was contacted by, yeah, totally. Isn't it? Yes. Yeah. "Hey, CJ, how are you?" They just hold on to things. We have another one that lives in there, but she wants to stay. I learned too. She's the lady in the mirror. Which is a whole nother story, which I could go on about. But she's cool. She just wants some Moscato and wants to hang out. And I know her too. Anyway, so that's that. That's the two things. And one, and WEDU, which is like our PBS, sort of the public broadcasting station, they want to come. They're coming later next week to 3 hours. So yeah, that was about, hers was about an hour, I think. So WEDU, the public broadcasting company here, is going to come and film that. They want to do a reenactment, but I'm not interested in doing that, because I think for me, and for Otto also mentioned that same, the reenacting something is like you could just be inviting them right back in, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the highlights and safely have this interview about that too. And then I, of course, like put some black salt down and put some cascadilla chalk around and stuff. I did some like extra measures, if you knows what I mean, which I'm sure y'all do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching me. So those are my two cool stories about oldie things. And then I of course got some thrift stuff today because I was thrifting, and then also stopped by my favorite like spiritual bookstore that has all the good crystals and stuff, and got a new deck. And then I have this Tamed Wild thing. I mean, like literally I could be here all night with you guys, but we won't do that. I think the Tamed Wild I'm going to do in a separate video. We'll just tell my ghost stories, and then I'll show you some thrifty stuff and the new deck, and call it a night for tonight maybe. We'll see. Cheers. So, like we all do, I'm assuming, since we have a bunch of stuff, we collect little boxes and holders and things to put things in, because we all have lots of things to, and I was at the one thrift store I was at today. Somebody decided to, channel discussion about events. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it has to be done tastefully. I don't want it to turn into like some late night. I don't remember what the name of that show was. Like kind of like that old Ripley's show where that guy was always was dressed in the like trench coat and stuff. That's dumb. No, like a for real thing. So it gives like legitimacy to what is happening, and not turning it into like some theatrical farce. We don't want that. Anyway, so thrifty stuff. I have also a thing for little boxes and things that hold things, and somebody must have decided they didn't want theirs anymore, so because I managed to end up with a bunch of them. So how beautiful is this little guy? It is probably 1.5 inches square. Shibata pottery from Japan. Can you see it? Oh, it's upside down. Little flowery thing. It's like cloisonne. Do you know what cloisonne is? Anybody? It's where they enamel and they sink it in there. So that one. And then Jen's not watching this, and she probably won't. And then there was one I got for her. Well, she probably will, but I'll send it first. This one's like a little heart-shaped one that has got little peacocks all over it. If anybody's just now watching me, you know that I am horrible at light setups and camera angles and all that stuff. But you just gotta bear with me. So this is a really cool little blue heart-shaped box. I'm gonna send that one off to Jen. And then this one is pretty groovy. This is an enameled hinged box, and it's really neat. It's like paint, different colors. I know, yeah, aren't they? And then it's also like enameled on the inside as well. Baked enamel, blue and yellow and stuff. It reminds me of like Gustav Klimt stuff, which is one of my favorite artists. And so it has this sort of Klimt spirit to it. And then there's this guy, which is also hinged. And this thing weighs like at least 3 or 4 pounds. It's huge. It's like very heavy. So this is like just solid glass box with this etching of this beautiful flower in there. All hinged and lidded. Isn't that great? So I got those. And then I got this. And maybe it's a for chamber, and and all those box things were like 99 cents a piece. Super cool. And then there's this like chamber stick holder. Now, hi, Whispers of 3. Is this for matches, do you think? Like there's candle, but I think that's probably for matches. But anyway, it's groovy, vintage candlestick, chamber stick holder thing. Or, I mean, for my use, it would probably, I'll put incense in it probably or something. Anyway, but there's that. And then I got this groovy book. This book is the Ritz London Book of Afternoon Tea, The Art and Pleasures of Taking Tea. And it's cool because it has all these really great tea recipes in it, as well as food items to eat with your tea, but it's also done seasonally. So winter teas and foods to make with them. And little stories like that one has a excerpt from Charles Dickens' Pickwick Papers in it. So there's all kinds of, there's like this is a little recipe book about tea and what to eat with tea and how to serve your tea. And witchy peoples, we like tea. So I like that book. It was 50 cents. Good score. Oh, and then this. Again, with me in the boxes. But this is an antique recipe box. It's a cool old recipe box. And it has dovetail joints, which if anybody knows anything about furniture is pretty cool. Dovetail joints. But how sweet is that? Anyway, little wood recipe box from, this was Woodpecker Products made this. Cool sticker still there. It's in beautiful, it's excellent. Beautiful wood, real wood. Excellent condition. And then we stopped at this place, this bookstore that we have called Wings here, which is one of also my go-tos. It's like on my little never too many boxes. No, there's never too many boxes. You should look around this place. There's boxes and drawers aplenty. So I got some new stones, new crystals. A friend of mine's dog passed away last week, and she was in real bad shape, and I gave her my big piece of shungite, and so I needed to replace that. Only they have little baby shungites now, but that's fine. It fit perfectly in one of those boxes. And I had a reading with Jen the other day, which was great. If anybody hasn't gone on Jen's Etsy page and gotten's not a word, and has purchased a reading from her, I highly recommend you do. And it also will help her in her Reiki mastery thing that she needs to do. So, but it was killer. And got an opportunity to speak one-on-one with Jen live. It was pretty cool. And then so she also thought that I should be holding on to some sunstone. And I have a little, I have some here, some sunstone that was taken, that was sent to me in we did this, if you haven't been around this long, we did a Yule gift exchange that I organized, and so this sunstone came in my box, and I believe that person's actually watching that video now. I wear it. And then I have this other, I have this terrarium that I put fairy lights in, and they just turn on and off all by themselves when they want to, when the little fays want to be around. And so I keep rose quartz in there, but it was my good one. And so I was like, I don't really have another rose quartz. But so this little rose quartz heart was sort of speaking to me today, so I picked that up. And mookite, I never say that right. Mookite, you know what it is. Anyway, so I got a little chunk of that, because I have a big one, but not like a one pocket-sized one. And then I got this stuff, which I have not had yet before. And it looks like turquoise, and it has these like cool black inclusions, which are aluminum, I looked up. And this is called, it's this one, hang on. Nope. Veracite. They make these little papers, sorry. They make these little papers about which one you got, and then I just looked it up and I can't remember. One of them is one that I really want to get and that I couldn't afford, and the other one was the one that this is. But I think it's this, Veracite. Soothing, clarifying, helping and releasing habits no longer serve your highest good, brings stillness and peace to one's mind, making it excellent for meditation, repairs nervous system issues. I just needed this. It just told me you need this, so I did. So I got that. And then I picked up some more of one of my favorite incenses there as well, which we had going. Oh, no, it's done. Good, should light some more. And what else? Oh, this deck. I have been struggling with tarot. Not tarot in general. Like, I don't struggle with the concept of tarot. I struggle with the concept with finding it. I have a bunch, and they just like, I have an oracle deck that I do draw from every day, but and it totally speaks to me. But I've been having trouble bonding with an actual tarot deck, or finding one that is like suitable for daily draw. So there was this one, and it's by Colette Baron Reed, who is a major tarot person that makes whole bunches of them. And so I just thought the imagery on the front of the box was beautiful. And so, and I'll share it with you. So it's called the Good Tarot, but isn't that gorgeous? And it is a tarot deck, and it has all the majors and all the minors in it. And I actually haven't looked at every one of them. I did do some blowing through there to get to start to cleanse it, and then it's been sitting with some selenite. It's been sitting on a selenite plate, as well as with selenite on top to start to cleanse it out. And then while I'm standing in there, the one thing I can already tell you that I'm not overly thrilled with is the paper stock. Yeah, I know. So I just figure I'm going to eventually find one that I will connect to. And the imagery is beautiful, and maybe it just needs to be shuffled. Like, no one's ever touched this one before. It still had the original like white paper band around it and stuff, and so no one's ever touched it other than the machines that stamped it out. But it's kind of, it's actually defective now that I'm opening it up. It is so I may actually write to the publisher and see if I can get a different one. It's the laminating that's on it. Can you see it's peeling off? This one, the next one is the 9 of air is actually worse off than that. Can you see up there? I love my oracle. I have the oracle deck, the Universal Mind Oracle. It's one of my favorites. But this guy is the imagery is just absolutely lovely. The minute you open it up, you're greeted with the Fool. And the Magician, who is totally just like burning holes in your face. I won't go through every one of them, but they're just like this. I really think I'm gonna connect with. Maybe I'll just do the majors with you. You want to look at the majors? Let's look at the majors. This is the High Priestess. This is the Empress, and I mean, there's just something so soothing and calming about this. It's called the Good Tarot. The backs are very sort of plain-ish. It's really glossy. There's no borders. You cannot read these. The Death card is beautiful. It's sweet. Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, this is just, there was another one that was an oracle deck that I almost got, but I was like, no, I'm going to get this. This is the Emperor card. It's just stunning. Like, I love this kind of, it's powerful, but it's soft. It's very artistic. It has this sort of old world yet dreamy quality. Like, there's some Art Nouveau type elements in it, which is very much speaks to me. The Hierophant. I haven't looked through these either, so I'm Celtic Tree Oracle. I'll look into that one. This is the Hierophant. Just amazing. I love it. Oh, look, and the very next one. Love. Let's look at this. How beautiful is that? That's the lion there with her. And the thing on the back of said box says, which was kind of what made me get it. Classical Tarot gets a modern twist in this gorgeous deck rooted in positive psychology and personal transformation. The suits are 4 elements: air, water, earth, fire, and the 78 cards are read as archetypical aspects of the human experience that we may encounter in ourselves or in our world. Unlike most decks, the cards' messages are not forecasts or warnings, but positive affirmations in the now, so you can integrate their energy immediately and personally. Traditional tarot enthusiasts can also use this deck for their favorite spreads. The Good Tarot is especially helpful when you feel lost or concerned about choices you've made or seek greater understanding for your circumstances. It's about recognizing the many forms of truth and seeing the light that accompanies shadows so you can help the light increase its brilliance. So to me, it's sort of even it sort of reads oracle-ish. Like it's sort of, even though it is a tarot deck, it has incredible oracle properties. This is the Chariot. I mean, come on. How cool. Right? So it has this like oracle vibe to me. Then if you're a Leo, there's lines up all over this thing. You can be digging it. This is the Strength card. Here she's got her hand there on him. Oops. This is the Hermit, which is has the keys. And you can, oh, cool. So the Hermit card is like a closed door. But if you see in there, can you see it's like the green man guy in there? When the keys to it unlocking or keeping yourself locked in. Haha, I'm like, hey, look at me. I'm like interpreting stuff. Fortune's Wheel, Wheel of Fortune. It's called the Fortune's Wheel here. They're just beautiful. Like this, and you can, there's like the sun and the moon in the middle looking through. It's kind of like a, like the Sistine Chapel or whatever, where it looks like you're looking up into the art on the sky. This is the Justice card. Wow. Yeah, this is really cool. Like, I'm gonna dig this a lot. I think. I feel like maybe I'm onto something. This is the Hangman. Whoa. Yeah, this guy's this. I mean, I'm not gonna jump to conclusions, but I'm feeling it. All right, I'm super feeling it. This is the Hangman. Transformation. Patience. She's got a clock in her heart. Like, there's just a bunch of really great hidden imagery in these. I like it. And there's, of course, some of these have been reworded or renamed. Temptation. So it does have this, like, to me, it has this great oracle vibe, but while, here's the Tower, while utilizing the properties of tarot, because it is a full actual tarot deck. The Star, this is awesome. Star's like, the Moon, so beautiful. Ooh, the Sun card. Wow. And I know, and I feel like it has a bit of qualities of that collage style that a lot of people don't like, but I dig it. I kind of always been into that though. It sort of has that, like art journaling sort of feel, which I do, and I love it. Card number 20 is the Call. Here's the World card. And then it starts with the Court cards. Page of Air, Messenger of Air, Queen of Air, King of Air. Let's see if there's any, like, the Ace of Air is a unicorn. A winged Pegasus, I'm sorry. I'm going to take them out of order. These are beauties. Like, and especially, and I love the fact that they are utilizing the elements as opposed to just the, as opposed to the pentacles, swords, you know, the main things. They've named them after the elements. So I'm going to get further into this. I won't go through the whole thing, but they are lovely. I think they're lovely. I'm going to probably really dig this deck, aside from the fact that it's defective. So I will, who put this out? Who made this? Oh, how awesome. So the art actually is Jenna della Grataglia. That's the one Jen likes a lot. Well, how do you do? I didn't even look at that till right now. That Jenna della Grataglia. That's the one of Jen's favorites. Interesting. This is a Hay House deck, by the way. Okay, so there you go. There you have it. How long have I been on doing this? 40 minutes. Yeah, it takes longer than that for me to do an unboxing. So we will. Oh, actually, we're gonna show one last thing, and then yeah, then we'll move on. Then I'll cut this video and do the unboxing maybe tomorrow. And it's really cool. It's about Ostara. It did just arrive today, sadly, but there is a Rose of Jericho in there. I cheated. I read the top paper first. I usually don't do that, but I want to play with these cards a little bit and start to shuffle them and see how they work. But if you also look at my Etsy shop, or you've seen some stuff I've posted up, here is, I did post a picture of these beads, and I have yet to be, these prayer beads, and I've yet to be able to actually get them on the Etsy shop, but I'm glad I didn't yet, because they sat under the Ostara full moon the other night, so that's even better. So if you're familiar with my prayer beads, these are moon phase prayer beads, and these will be up for sales on the Etsy shop tomorrow. Everything's sold out there right now, and I have a custom order that I'm working on. So so these are moon phase prayer beads. These will be up, and I'll have there's a full written description about them, but I do usually 3 sets of 9 plus goddess things on this side, one end, and then usually 3 strands with stones and points and various charms and whatnot. So those will be up tomorrow, and you can either wear them or not. You can use them as just beads, but there's also a little toggle clasp that is hidden in there. So you could actually wear them like a necklace if you want to. And then there's various charms that are in there. Triple moon one, and then Wicca, the pentacle, and this other really cool moon, and there's moonstone and labradorite, and there's all kinds of stuff. It'll all be listed. Anyway, so now I've rambled on a little bit longer. And I think that's all I'm going to do for this video. I may do the Tamed Wild one on my own, and upload it as a video and not do it live. Because I can never talk to you all anyway. Although I've kind of kept going. Anyway, if you haven't watched me before, thanks for watching me now and for hanging out. I don't get to do this very often, so when I do it, I always have a good time. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and check out that deck. I think that I am going to love it. I just wish it wasn't appealing. But anyway, it is what it is. We have to love broken things. That's why we go to thrift stores. Sometimes you find things that are broken, and sometimes you... Hi, Carmen. Hi, Carmen. Bye, Carmen. I hope that you enjoyed it, and play with this a little bit. Have a great Friday night or early Saturday morning, and I hope the rest of your weekend is fabuli. So we will chat soon, hopefully, and all that. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you all again. And I still have the Tamed Wild thing. I'll do that because I love those unboxings. But it's going to be hard for me to not want to do it video right after this. Good night, Whisper 3. Anyway, thanks a lot. I'll see you guys all later. I'm going to possibly bust this box out, and it'll just be an uploaded video. I think that's what I'll do. And